Let's talk to Dan Abrams now, who's a sports psychologist. Dan, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem, Julia. How are you?
Very well indeed. I mean, clearly there is a problem here. Is the problem getting worse, or has it always been like this?
Well, I'm one depressed sports psychologist right now. I have to say, I think it's getting worse. Look, it's always been there. Of course it has. There's always been wrong messages coming from coaches, coming from parents. Maybe it's always going to be a challenge. But it is about time that the Football Association and other sporting bodies do something about this. It's great that they are. Let's see in which direction they take it.
Well, indeed. I mean, say, if they actually do any action, the thing is, it's not going to be all parents. There's going to be some parents who are going to ruin it for the rest of them. But what effect does it have on the kids and on the playing? Because if the parents are supposed to be the most well-behaved people in this scenario, and if they're behaving really badly, surely that has a knock-on effect in terms of how the kids treat each other on the pitch.
Well, obviously, if you're fighting and you're shouting, you're just reflecting back anger, which induces fear in a young player. There's a lot of misunderstanding about how you help young players develop. First and foremost, young players are never going to be professional footballers. So first and foremost, it's about young players or helping create an environment of fun for young players, helping create an environment of freedom, of teamship, of skill development. Those are the most important things. And anger and shouting and fighting isn't going to help that happen. For those young players who do have the kind of talent and ability to potentially make it as a professional footballer, well, you don't want those young players playing with fear. You don't want them feeling like they've got handcuffs on or cuffs around their feet, if you like. So, it's very, very important to create an atmosphere of encouragement, praise effort rather than outcome or result. It's the soft skills are the hard skills for young players. And so we do need to create a culture of development and improvement and fun and freedom and enjoyment.
And you're allowed to care about the outcome. My daughter's sports day, when miraculously she did actually do much better than we'd expected, I have to say, because we were amazed she actually was able to complete any races. I love her to death, but she has my sporting ability, which is zero. Yes, you can be excited that they win, but it's not the be-all or end-all. You're allowed to still care about winning and losing without actually shouting and screaming and putting pressure. I imagine a lot of this anger is not actually directed necessarily at the opposing team or the referees. A lot of this is directed at the actual their own child, which puts a lot of pressure on them.
Absolutely, and please don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these psychologists who would say outcomes aren't important. Of course outcomes are important because they help promote coping skills. Life is about success and failure. So, losing and winning, parents and coaches can use that environment to help create child schematics of how to cope with winning and losing. But I would say, to sum up, fun first, skill development second, and then did we win, did we lose, how do we deal with that after that comes third.
OK, thank you so much for talking to us. Really appreciate that. That's Dan Abrams, who is a sports psychologist. Really appreciate that.